But at a point, time began. It decided to move in a certain direction.
Okay, I'm going to stop arguing about the tense language that you're using, because it's not.
Okay, but do you see the point? Forget the language.
Fine. So okay, let's suppose all this is true. Okay, let's suppose that we've got a God. God starts the universe. He says, right, he starts the Big Bang. So I think this is the point you're going for. He says, right, Big Bang, go. He sets the cosmological constant. He tweaks all the gravitational constants. He does all that. He gives you all your Hilbert space. Does all that. Okay. My question to you is, why does he care? Why is he telling you to? I don't know what your exact beliefs are, but I mean, depending on your Islamic beliefs, why is he telling you to have certain Islamic beliefs? Let me ask
you a question. Do you know who made this Nokia Lumia?
No, I have no idea.
Okay, do you know? Okay, no, I don't. But do you know what it came with?
No, I don't know.
Okay, what is it called? Yes.
Clever.
That's it. Now, here's the point.
So the universe is like a mobile phone, and the Quran is like a user manual.
It's more of a deeper meaning. Let me just give you this. Now, the question is, why did the designer provide the manual? Not that he did. Why did he provide it?
Otherwise, you might use it wrong. You might break it.
No, but okay. So he understood this point, but then why? What was it about him that he thought? Yeah, why did he care?
I don't know. I mean,
something human, right? But he had this consideration that I'm going to make this phone. There's going to be some silly, stupid people who don't know how to use this phone, so I'm going to provide him with a manual, right? In the same. Now, here's the question: if a limited one second, let me just finish this point. If a limited human being would provide, are you paying attention to the point? If a limited human being has the consideration to provide a manual for a product that he makes for people, then why wouldn't the creator of everything, the most merciful, provide a manual?
So you've already, I believe, in the start of that sentence was where you went wrong. You provided God, you personified him. So instead of having an a thing, which we,
that's the question you asked.
So we said we have a thing.
So you can't change your initial question.
We have a thing.
You said God exists. You gave me the scenario. Yeah. God exists. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Why would he care?
But why is
you accepted that?
Sorry, maybe I used the wrong language. Why does it care? Why does this thing that all we've established that it flicks a switch? So we haven't given him. But then you presumed all sorts of things. Like for one, he's a person.
That's what you presumed in the question, isn't it?
So how would you prove that he's a person?
Do you understand? That's what you presumed in the question.
I don't believe I did. If I did, let me go back and let me take that back.
You presumed it when you said, why does he care?
If that's what I said, let me go back and take that back. We take a deistic God. He sets the constants. He starts the universe. I don't believe in any of these things. So we start.
A deistic God wouldn't, then, because I don't believe in a deistic God.
Okay.
Let's discuss the God I believe.
My question is, if that's your argument, if that's what you're trying to convince me with, where do you go from? He switches the universe on to saying to say he cares. He's a person. He has feelings. He hates you for not believing in him, and he wants you to do certain things to certain people. Again, I don't know what your beliefs are. I would be very interested.
Firstly, we use the words he in the Quran. The words he, we, us is used. It's out of royal majesty, just because human language is limited in itself, right? To refer to the creator, the cause.
Human emotion.
Okay, one second. Now, why is he personal? That's the question you're asking, right? Why not deistic? Why a personal creator? Okay? A few arguments. I'll give you number one. Now we know that there was a change in state. Okay, the universe came into existence. Yes, from non-existence into existence. Okay, but then what do you believe?
I've told you before, like this tense language.
But this is what scientists are saying. Let's go with what the specialists are saying.
You go to cosmologists and you ask them, when did time begin? They'll say the same thing I'm telling you. They say the idea of time beginning is meaningless because the word begin is a tense-based word. So that you live on a geometry.
It's either one or two things.
Would you say it's all in the mind?
No, 1 second.
We have an experience of traveling through time.
Yeah, so we can reason that it's good reasons to believe that there's something, there's an entity there.
Yeah, we have an experience of passing through.
We can't quantify it completely, but the point is that there's one or two things. Either there was a continuous state, or either there was a change in state. There's no other option. Time, either it changed state and it began to move in one direction, or it was continuous. What other third option is there? Do you see? So there's a change in state. Now, if whatever caused this change in state chose to cause this change in state, a deistic mechanical cause can't cause a change in state. It doesn't make sense.
Can we agree an energy changed the state?
No, it can't. It can't, because an unconscious, right, an unconscious, unpersonal, random, blind cause, deistic mechanical cause, can't cause a change in state. You can't get a finite cause which brings into existence, an infinite cause which brings into existence a finite effect.
Why not?
Unless there's a choice. Because look,
why not?
Okay, if you
Firstly, we haven't agreed that he's infinite, and secondly,
no, one second. I'll give you a simple analogy.
I don't need him.
No, just to put in perspective, the phone, right? Now, the man who made this phone, the phone didn't always exist in this state. Yeah. It was formed into this state by the designer.
Yeah.
Right? So before he put it into this state, it was in another state. So he chose to take the raw material and make the phone.
Okay, so when I put water in the fridge and it freezes, it doesn't choose. No one chooses for it to freeze.
Who puts the water in the fridge?
Okay, no, but the change of state, I haven't done that. I haven't touched it. If it goes cold,
if you leave the water in a cup outside on a desk, it will never freeze unless the temperature drops.
But the freezing happening has happened. When there's no people on the earth, so the glaciers froze. We agree. They changed from water to ice. Now that change of state.
But we believe God is responsible for all change.
So you believe that he's literally in the glaciers. We
don't believe God is in, but he has power to control all of his creation. He's external to his creation. He's not.
So you don't believe that it's because it's cold?
Yeah, but okay. See, this is the thing. Science could tell us the how. Science could tell us how the process, but it can't tell us the why.
You don't need a why. You don't need a why.
Why not? So are you saying the same for the universe? The universe just came into existence.
Yeah, you don't need a why. You absolutely don't need a why.
Explain how.
You don't need a why. You're looking for a why. I'm telling you, don't.
This is why I keep going back to the phone.
It's not important.
So if you say don't look for it, then we're just saying there's a chance.
Things happen.
You're saying there's a chance of things happening.
You agree things happen.
But then there's a chance God exists. There's a chance you're not a man, you're an elephant in disguise. There's a chance. You see, we can play the chance game, and we don't get any. But I go back to the example of the phone, right? Can this phone make itself? Let's try to keep this simple.
Obviously, theoretically, yeah. Theoretically.
How?
I mean, there's a thing called a Boltzmann brain. So a Boltzmann brain is when it's a question of probability. It's highly improbable that it can make a phone on its own.
Say that point minus 0.0000% that it can.
Yeah.
How? What's the process? How can raw material take glass, plastic, and stuff, put it in a room, lock the room? How can the phone make itself?
So it's less.
And I'll give you an infinite.
So it's less than 0.0001.
But you're going against.
That's the definition of infinite.
Right now.
That's the definition of infinite time.
With your statement right now, you've gone against everything reason, logic dictates.
No, I haven't.
You have.
No, absolutely not. If you leave a set of particles in a box and you leave them for an infinite number of times, they will align in a line, one after the other.
What are the chances of that? Okay,
very low. Like exponentially, 10 to the 10 to the 10 to the 10.
So isn't the rational thing to do then believe that there's a designer?
No, because
you rather go with the irrational.
You'd
rather go with the most unlikely.
So with the cards, what I explained to you is each time I deal you 5 cards, you say to me that 5 cards that I got is so unlikely, so improbable. You must have chosen those cards that you gave to me. But I say to you, I gave you 5 cards. Each set of 5 cards, each world that we lived in is equally improbable. But one of them, there's so many cards.
We weren't making that discussion.
There's so many cards. I've dealt so many cards to you. At one point, I had to deal you 5 aces. I had to deal you a world like this.
We're going off on a complete tangent.
It's not the probability of that.
It's exponential. Look, we've got an infinite.
No, 1 second.
We've got so many planets. We've got so much time. It's fine.
But can you see what you're doing? You're going with the most unlikely option to deny God.
It's not unlikely. There's so many planets. It's highly likely. You multiply that chance by the number of opportunities it has to go, and you get a
we're not talking about planets. We were talking about the origins of the universe. Let's not go to that. Comes far later.
You asked about Earth.
No, we're talking. But that's not what I asked. I'm talking about the origins of the universe. That's what we were discussing.
But again, you go back to inverse, and you have if you just keep creating universes with different constants. I mean, this is a theory. The nice thing about a theory is that if it's proved wrong, I can say, great, it's proved wrong. I move on.
It breaks down. I showed
you
how.
another one.
Infinite regress. It doesn't work.
So
it doesn't work.
So even on infinite, if you have a countable,
can you see what you're doing?
Countable infinite.
You're doing everything you can to deny the existence of God as an explanation. That's what you're doing.